Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3v3 LTS Night Longsword Tournament game between Legion and, Loverboyz. Yeah! Masons are the Loverboyz, Legion are the Agathians. The Masons aren't wearing their tags because why not? TR7V, Phoenix Recruit Till, and Hattery make up the Loverboyz. Shout, King Lapu, Soda Pop. All are of Legion, and the game has begun with Legion doing a lot of damage, a lot of great target switching, and a lot of mobbing, but Legion is getting surrounded very easily and very quickly. Wow, okay, I thought Legion had the easy advantage there, but very nice. Yes, Shivy, I can definitely do that between rounds. Alrighty. So, a TK from Loverboyz. Oh, wow. Well, that was easy. Gonna just change this real quick, like... Yeah. Okay, that didn't really change anything. I will change it, though. It'll change. Please don't look like that. Okay. Okay, back to the game, and this is the third round. Actually, it's 1-for-1 with Loverboyz getting that first kill on Mason, but the second kill going to Legion. However, it's just trades back and forth. Now it is a 2v1 versus Shout, and the Loverboyz will take it on the Mason side. Very, very nice. Alrighty. We come back here. Lots and lots of damage coming out from Legion. Looks like they may take this round. They come in with the instant advantage, though. However, Loverboyz coming back with the great 2v1. Good kill against Shout. Now a 2v2. However, quickly turning into a 2v1 and lots of target switching. This is what you want to see. Oh, beautiful simultaneous kill. I believe Sody Pop might have been... Yeah, it was definitely... Oh, it was King Lapu. He did a reverse, and that was very, very nice. Very, very good. Okay. Okay, lots of damage. I keep seeing lots of damage out both sides, but... I mean, it's the truth. These two teams are quite evenly matched. Loverboyz definitely taking this round with a 3v1. It's now 3-2 on the scoreboard. Really, really nice plays, both sides, so far. That is, damn. This is not changing. No. Okay, this is not work to be done in the middle of a game. Alright, so... it looks... Yeah, Loverboyz definitely have the advantage here starting out. Legion immediately losing Sody Pop and King Lapu. And the 3v1 against Shout just going down. So much damage all over the Loverboyz, but that didn't stop them. They just did all the shit they could do. Very, very nice. Alright, and now, looks like the Loverboyz trying a little bit different tack, going a bit more aggressive. They're trying as much as possible to separate the Agathians or Legion. And they're doing very, very well. Very nice. Loverboyz, that change in strategy definitively helped them out. It's now 5-2. Loverboyz have the easy momentum. Very, very nice. Are both teams playing pretty conservatively? We're not seeing too much blobbing now in the late game. It's not game point just yet. However, it looks like a lot more of the damage is being done to Legion. However, they get the first blood and second blood. Now a 3v1. However, everyone on Legion's side is very low on health. Oh, good kill. However, he is going to get 2v1 to death. Till will go down. Now it is 3-5. Very good playing from Legion. They came back quite easily. Slump, I agree completely. However, even if it is the most boring tournament, it is still a fun tournament. I like casting any tournament, to be honest. It's interesting. While there is no weapon variety and no really strategic variety since it's LTS, there's a lot of little subtle team play moments that happen. It's very interesting. Great comeback, Chivalry. Alright, 4-5. Legion is really coming back, and it is anybody's game at the moment. Alright, Legion coming in very nicely, getting first hit. But first blood goes to Loverboyz. And second blood, however, goes to the Legion side. Oh, but it's not looking too good. Now a 2v1, and Treven V, TR7, gets that final kill. And it is now game point for Loverboyz versus Legion. And by game point, I mean the first match of a best out of 3. I should say match point. No, game point denotes one round point. Whatever! They're playing. Lots of blood everywhere. Loverboyz are going to take this, no doubt. However, not a lot of health for Sodipop to hold. Yeah, very, very nice. Loverboyz take that first game round, I should say. Yes, Chivy, you two, it is longswords only. So, take that as you will. I think the limitation to longswords only was a little strange. I think it should have been limited to a single class, perhaps. I think knight only makes a lot of sense, but limiting it to longswords is it's limiting, to say the least. All right, let me fix those names. Those are way too large. Just before everyone does his thing. Okay, the thingy is something starting. I don't know what. It's happening. It's really happening. Oh. Well, that's actually quite nice. You guys know the teams. You don't need me for this. Totally self-explanatory. It works! It works. That's all it needs. Grand Mace Tournament? That sounds fantastic. Alright, so this is the second game, match, round, whatever you want to call it, between Loverboyz and Legion. Legion, again, are on the Mason side. Loverboyz on the Agathian. Nope, opposite. Legion on the Agathians, Loverboyz on the Masons. This is apparent with the Loverboyz at a 2v1 disadvantage. Hattery just can't stand up to two professional knights against one. Sodipop and Shout. Very, very nice. Absolutely, Tom Servo. I love casting. So, it's no problem at all to cast these games. Alright, so it looks as though, yeah, Loverboyz are getting the first bits of damage out. They are getting a lot of progress done, but they're just not getting those kills. However, Shout does go down to TR7's Blade. King Lapu getting 2 kills, however, going to make up easily. But it's now Till versus Sodipop. Oh, beautiful drag by King Lapu. Nice. It wasn't actually Till versus Sodipop, it was King Lapu versus Sodipop. Pap. Apologies. Again, Legion on Agatha. Loverboyz on Masons. That's mostly for me to remember. Okay, so lots of spreading out here. We've got a 2v2 on the right side, 1v1 on the left. Shout takes down Hattery in the 1v1. However, TR7 takes out Lapu. Shout taking out TR7. Yeah, it's a TK. And that's going to spell the end of Legion. Wow, I thought Legion had the advantage there, and they would have if they hadn't gotten that TK. And the score is 2-1. And Loverboyz gets a easy break. Very nice. Narwhal, I wish I was the best player on A, but there are many, many people who are better than me. I'm definitely not. Okay, nice line of battle going on here. However, it got split quite easily. Loverboyz do get that first kill, and the second. They are definitely taking this round. Nice. This is a serious comeback, guys. It is 2-2. 2-2. That's not that funny. It's 2-2. And between Legion and Loverboyz. Alright, Legion going in for that early damage. That's going to mean a lot later on. That little bit of damage at the beginning of the game, that can mean the difference between winning and losing. Absolutely. The entire tournament game. It looks like I was about to call advantage Legion, but it looks like the advantage is in fact Loverboyz, as long as they do not get an ill-placed TK. Oh, but they do in fact lose one of the two against Shout, and Till is stammed out. Oh, and he gets called on his feint. That's going to be really bad in terms of stamina, but he does get the reverse. It is Till versus Shout. Till getting a great hit. Oh, beautiful reverse by Till! I'm sorry for the ear rape. That was a really nice reverse, though. 2-3. Till picking up just barely that round. That got heated. Jonx, I'm pretty sure he was feigning a lot before. He was probably just low on stam. Yeah, so that was an interesting beginning, but Legion takes that first kill. We're left with a 2v1 over here, easily ended with Till's death. And Legion appears to have the upper hand in this match. They seem to have the momentum. I'd like to see a bit more aggressive play coming out from the Loverboyz, because they have been playing kind of defensively, a little bit passively, kind of riding on their laurels. They won the last match. They think they can take this easily, but they definitely cannot. These two teams are very evenly matched, and that is quite obvious with the instant trade with Shout and Hattery taking out their respective partners. We have a rather fresh 1v1 over here, both guys somewhat high on health. Sodipop takes out Till, however, in his 1v1, and quickly Hattery will be chopped. 2 bits. 1 bit, that is. Novius, that is not a bad point. So Novius said longsword matches just look like a game, how the game should be played. And I'm not against that, you know, it's knights battling in a field of honor. That makes a lot of sense in terms of tournaments. However, TO, team objective tournaments, and full 6v6 LTS tournaments are a lot funner, in my opinion, to watch. But this is still pretty entertaining. We got a 2v2 now, with Loverboyz taking advantage. Oh, man, Shout just about to take down Hattery. TR7 finishes the job, but it's too late. Now 4-4. Now, I feel like Legion has the slight advantage here. I feel like they are kind of holding back just a little bit. I think if they played a tad bit more offensively, if either team plays just a bit more offensively, starts... okay, Legion, obviously, they win. When they win, they are playing insanely aggressively, doing lots and lots of target switching. Now a 2v1 with Legion having a decent amount of health, and this Loverboy not having a whole lot. Ah, very nice double strike by Legion. Okay, so now it is a 5-4. Score obviously favors Legion, but, you know, they are winning, so it makes sense. Lots and lots of, like, skirting around people. Not so much actual intelligence going on here. It's not a 2v2. Honestly, if these guys were swinging around just a tad bit more cohesively, they would quite easily be able to win these duels. Oh, man, the trifecta of death! And Legion comes out on top at game point. Now, this is cool. Loverboyz won the last match with the same game point score. Let's see if Legion can knock it at them in this match. Put the ball back in their court. Oh, and King Lap was the first death from TR7. Looking really good for Loverboyz. Now a 2v1. Very nice kill. 5-6. Loverboyz could ring it up all the way to 6v6. Novius, a heavy flailed tourney would be absolute chaos. And by absolute chaos, I mean it'd be like old men swinging fish at each other. Which is exactly what it would be. Just, they're all wearing armor. This round looks like, yeah, it's definitely in Legion's favor. They could take this match right here. Way too much damage going out to Loverboyz. Oh, and the TK! The TK will spell their demise, and we go into a tiebreaker round, folks. Very nice. Good round. 7-5. Wow, beautiful. Like I said, these teams are definitely very evenly matched. However, overall, Loverboyz has a 1-round net profit of rounds. I don't know how else to say that. Gosh, you guys are just gonna quote me to death, just all the time, aren't you? Old men swinging fish at each other. To Ripper, 2015. Not my worst quote. I'll say that much. Just gonna wait for everyone to ready up. CK badges, stop! No. That needs to die. It was only like 3 weeks ago, but it needs to die. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. This is the tiebreaker round between Loverboyz on the Mason side and Legion on the Agatha side. And I am choking on water for some reason. Okay, so the Loverboyz and Legion, they're kind of intermingling a lot. They're not target switching nearly as much as I feel like they should. They're doing a lot of interesting sort of pseudo feints. But yeah, Legion's just coming out on top time and time again. These two guys barely took any damage. King Lapu took the brunt of the punishment with a kill to show for it. And they take the first round. Let's take a look at just the play style here. So, on the Agatha side, okay, Legion, we're seeing them trying to purposefully sort of separate the Loverboyz. The Loverboyz are trying to come back together over here for a 2v2. And they sort of do so, but they get separated yet again. However, Hattery does win out in the duel. He was fighting in, but Legion goes in for the kill, and it is now a 2v1 with Shout as the Legion won. Oh, very nice. 2v1ing by Shout. Oh, he tries to block. I believe he had full health before. Yeah, but he will go down. Good try, Shout. Very good try. Now a 1-to-1. This match could get very close. Close, folks. Do you slump? I mean, I enjoy casting with another person, but only if they are a strictly color caster. So I can do most of this play-by-play sort of stuff. Alright, so lots and lots of Legion damage coming out. Oh, the Legion created a 2v1 over here. However, it wasn't enough. Hattery goes down, but they focused way too much on Hattery. And in the end, Loverboyz took the round, and it is 2-1. Nice. I love you, Skills. Really, I do. You're great. No, Jonks, it's not what I meant. Not only colored... God damn it. None of you know this lingo. Alright, so Legion takes his first kill in the 4th round, and the second kill. Gosh, King Lapu is on fire. Not actually on fire, because it's a night-only tournament, and fire pots aren't in this game! Because it's night-only. And Legion takes the round. 2-2. Slump, why aren't I on that list? CK, you guys hurt me. You guys hurt me so much. Alright. So here goes nothing or something. Let's see, Legion coming out swinging, but they are just getting tapped away at. However, they are getting these kills, which is really what matters in the end. Legion, not a lot of health to go around, but they're getting hits in where it counts until we'll go down. Theodore, I don't know. He's a rank 22. He's probably just a recruit, perhaps. I'm going to assume he is. Whoops. Erratic camera movement. Okay. Again, it looks like Loverboyz are getting a lot of damage out, but they can't follow up. Finally, Hattery does get Sody Pop, but Shout responds almost immediately by taking out TR7. King Lapu, however, turns it into a 2v1 by taking out Till, and Hattery goes down to a well-placed stab from Shout. Yeah, Theodore, there are a lot of very good lower ranked players. He could be a Smurf. I don't know. Story. Personally. I'll ask, perhaps, at the end of this game if I can. But we shall see. Okay, we got some erratic fighting going on here. Now, what I saw there, Legion Shout in particular, he was kind of put off location. He got taken out of the main fight. And that was pretty bad for them in the moment, but King Lapu just comes back, carries everything out of the court. Very, very nice Shout with a well-placed kick. And Legion gets a full, clear, beautiful playing. It's now 5-2. Narwhal, you know, just give me a time and a place and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so everyone's getting mixed about here, but Legion... It just seems like Legion has the synergy down, and they just execute so beautifully. Like, Sodipop knew he was going to get that kill regardless. He just swung. Now, game point between Legion and Loverboyz. Loverboyz on Mason, Legion on Agatha. For those wondering. Alright. First blood will probably decide everything. Shout with a very nice hit on Hattery's back, but TR7 following up. Now a 2v1 against TR7. This is match point. This could be it. Oh, beautiful 2v1ing! And he survives just long enough to get a nice stab in TR7. Can he win this duel of the fates? No! Goes down to a well-placed stab from Shout. Shout's getting all these well-placed shits. Very, very good game between Agatha's Legion and Mason's Loverboyz. 38 viewers, let's go, guys.